Hello, I am Mark Stutrud, CEO of Lutheran Social Services of Illinois. We are what's termed as a social ministry. We work within the Church of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America. We're in an environment where government is constricting revenue because the costs are going beyond the tax resources. And this is a problem for us, whether it be on a federal dollar basis or coming from state funds, general funds themselves. This past year, it has really come to a crisis in the sense that we had several $1 million of services that were not being paid for because of the budget impasse. Without an approved budget, the dollars couldn't be approved and appropriated. And as a result, we had to restructure the organization so that we eliminated the burn of cash that were associated with non-payment. For over a decade, we were on track to spend more than we were bringing in the sense of expense and revenue. And year after year, we were divesting assets, mostly properties or businesses that we could sell in order to make up the deficit from a cash perspective. And we were really nearing the end of that. We were much fewer business or service or properties to sell, and the situation was even more severe. So, this was really a long-term problem that required us to restructure, but when the budget impasse occurred, it created a crisis that we really needed to dig in. A little over a year ago at this time, we were owed about $8.25 million by the state of Illinois. And we had maxed our line of credit, and we had maxed the amount of money that we could take from our foundation that was not endowed. And as we looked at this issue of how we might restructure the organization in light of this type of pressure, it was clear to me that we couldn't do it on our own. We did a couple of different interviews with firms that we knew in the Chicago area that did the type of turnaround and restructuring process that we were seeking. And our interview with Harney Partners really turned out to be our best decision in the sense of someone who matched who we were and could help us through the process that we were seeking. Harney has a good experience in understanding nonprofit work and also understanding the Lutheran world and in the sense of how we operate in partnership with government and how we operate with donors and contributions and how we operate in a diverse service array. In restructuring, there are no shortcuts. So you do have to dig into the detail of the organization and find out, how it operates and what efficiencies are available and how you would get there, a good plan, a good analysis. All of this was provided by Harney Partner in the sense that they interviewed our staff and leadership. They dug down deep into the financials, helped us to understand the path forward and the way forward, and then helped us in the implementation and execution of it. Harney listened carefully to what we were thinking in the sense of strategic direction, listened in regards to history of the organization, who we were, how we had come to the place that we had arrived, and who we wanted to be. Clear view of financial position, absolutely willing to help us face the reality. Once we knew what the reality was, also integrating decisions in with a view to the future. So it's not just slash and burn, but it is restructuring in light of strategic direction. Harney Partners was really a part of our leadership, exploring ways of new efficiencies, new ways of delivering care and service, and reorganizing the structure of service. Harney was able to say things in the sense of how the organization needed to be positioned in the future that we might not have had the courage to say on our own. In addition to the reorganization, the restructuring, Harney also helped us in the sense of exploring a partnership with another Lutheran organization, and we are in discussion and in due diligence today as a result of that planning. We've gone from a $5 million hole in the sense of cash from operations to a $3 million surplus in cash from operations, so an $8 million swing, and I can't deny that success, and I'm very grateful for it. It's a big turnaround. It's a big change for us, and we were looking at a cliff. We're looking right over the edge of a cliff at one point, and we really needed the type of aggressive restructuring and creative restructuring that really I found that Harney provided in an independent and objective way. The return on investment has been, fourfold or more. We believe that anytime we're looking at something as important as a restructuring or reposition of an entire organization, that the expense is something that's well worth the time. If we had not found Harney or another firm that would help us in this, we would have our own people trying to figure this out as they did all of their day jobs. And I find that that's a problem from a time perspective and energy perspective, but also we would have lost the independent view, the objective view that we needed in order to make hard decisions. So without the restructuring, we would not be standing here today. We would not be an organization moving forward. I would recommend that any Lutheran organization facing the need for restructuring or even repositioning, as an organization in the marketplace, in service, that an independent view is an objective view is always helpful. And doing it in a way that has a structured, disciplined approach. And I believe Harney Partners has this structured, disciplined approach with great experience in the sense of reposition and restructuring to help any organization or nonprofit get to that place they want to be. Harney Partners is a great group to work with, a very steadfast and a trustworthy firm that we've come to depend on and know that other organizations can benefit as well. I would heartily recommend Harney Partners.